Welcome to the AR-15 podcast. This show is for you if you just bought your first AR or if you've been building them for years. There is something we can all do to take our black rifles to the next level. My name is Nick Dooley. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Garth Over.
We are back. We are live on Thursdays. I don't think I'm actually in the real show because I have to connect my YouTube to see comments. So,
can you not see the comments if you click on?
I can't. I have to connect the comment. That's how cool I am.
Huh.
Don't worry about it. I will just look it up on my phone when I'm fumbling around later. Anyway, that's not how I wanted to say. We're back.
It is. We are back. And so we have that going on. And Garth is definitely not having technical difficulties.
I'm not. I actually was at my computer early doing an update, doing all of the wonderful things. I'm not lagging yet, but I'll try to get that going by the end of the show. So, yeah, we're here. We're on time. All of us. Two of us. It's been a month. I haven't. Okay, I lied. I've seen you since you got back. So I'm not going to lie to the people out there and be like, I haven't seen Nick in forever. No, we're all good that way. But we're here. You know, the country's not
burning.
Burning. Yeah, let's go with that. So, I mean, Nick put out a post. I agree wholeheartedly. America won, so things can go on, and I guess that's all we should probably say about that. I don't know. I mean, I have more things to say, but I'm not gonna, so it's fine. Thanks, Drew. We've missed you too, buddy.
I thought you said you couldn't see comments.
Well, they're showing up now. I don't know. I thought you clicked on something.
It's okay. No, we are back. And yes, we will probably in the near future, we will have a more in-depth review of the what I was doing. And I had the opportunity along with a good friend of ours to take probably the most in-depth shooting school I've ever been a part of. So
yeah,
I say probably 100% the most in-depth shooting.
No, you actually got to do the thing we all dream about where we say we're going to go shooting every day and just train a little bit just to, better our own skills. You did that on steroids. I've tried to do that like every day. Not this month. No, I didn't. I was not successful, but like I've tried to do that in the past where I'll go out like for a week. I'm like, all right, yeah. And then I get done at the end of the week. I'm like, I have spent a lot of money on ammo, and I just stop.
So. Yeah. A couple of years ago, I did a thing in the month of May where I went to the range every day the entire month.
Nice. That's actually pretty solid. Maybe I'll try that in December.
I shot in excess of 3,500 rounds of ammunition. It was a good time. Strangely enough, that was also when I started winning competitions.
Yeah.
Weird. It's almost like, there's causation and correlation there.
I mean, if you practice, you should get better.
But no. So yes, the country is definitely better. America won on Tuesday. This is obviously the Thursday after election night in America. So it is, the 7th of November in, the year of our Lord 2024. And what's that, Garth?
Oh, sorry, my pager's going off. I'll just mute.
Oh, I saw you giggling, so I was wondering why you were giggling. But
I mean, the 7th of our Lord. Yeah, it's fine. Renaissance.
Yes, and so that is the thing that happened this week. I think everybody who's listening to this show is quite pleased with the outcome. Hopefully, that means we will have a little bit a reprieve from people trying to take our rights away.
Yeah, it's kind of like the groundhog, We've got a Republican president, so we get 4 more years of gun rights.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I mean, I would assume.
Yeah, because like Reagan did more to hurt the industry than anyone else.
It's early, he's not even in yet, so let's just see where it goes. I've seen I've heard about Project 2025, and I'm just like, from what I've read on it so far, I'm like, there's not really a lot of bad stuff on it. So, of course, this is all coming from the liberal media anyway, so, who knows?
Well, and we're not here to talk about.
I'm not. I know. That's why. Yeah. So, all right. So, Nick, you've been doing your shooting. I'm just going to skip. No segue. No, we're just going to go right into it. You've been doing your thing, and I know you're going to talk about it. What else have you been doing since you got back? Have you done anything fun?
Well, since I got back, let's see. I've not been back for a week yet. The funnest thing I've done, I picked up a couple new handguns. I'm excited to try those out. And tonight I rebarreled a rifle of mine and got that all done, so it is ready to go. And that'll be maybe try and sight that in tomorrow, or at least do a functions check to see how it runs.
Nice. You said you were going to do it, and you actually knocked her out, got her done. Yeah. All right, go on. What else? Anything fun?
I have some other stuff we'll get to when we talk about some gear things and things we've done. I did some upgrades to my helmet because helmet mounted ear pro, for anyone who's tried to go down that road, can be a bit of an issue. So I've tried a couple different solutions and found one I think will work quite nicely.
I like it. I mean, Nick actually has been on my case for the last 2 months to put my helmet together, because he told me I needed a helmet and night vision and things of that nature. And I kept lying to him and telling him I was going to set it up. And so I jumped on before the show and put it together in front of him. So he saw firsthand that I actually did it. So it is complete now. Ish. I mean, the ear pro is still not on it, which is, I lost it. I've lost so much in this room. Dude, my gun room is still giving me anxiety. I said I was going to clean it, and I was going to have a gun wall behind us, and I was going to be like a real YouTuber, podcaster guy, and have the cool wall behind it. And I didn't. So I finally brought my bandsaw on tonight and literally cut the old table I have out in the other room to hang on the wall. And I eyed it, which was a mistake. All the boards cut straight except for 2, little wonky. So definitely got to go fix that after the show. But hopefully next week I'm going to have a sweet gun wall behind me.
Nice.
Finally.
Yeah. So we'll have that going on for him, which is good. My rebarreling project, I'm excited to see how it functions tomorrow. Just because I rebarreled my problem child 308 into a 6.5 Creedmoor. And to match my 6.5 Creedmoor bolt gun, I thought having the gas gun to complement it would be a nice touch.
Of course, because if you're going to have one gun, why not pair it with everything else? I've done it. I've seen me do it.
So. Yeah, and I already had I don't have any 308 bolt guns
yet.
I probably won't.
Fine.
Like I'm perfectly fine with like I'm even the only other 308, like realistically there are 2 308s I would pick up.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to get an FAL.
Yeah, you spoke about it often.
And if not an FAL, then maybe a G3. But
that's fair.
Just because semi-auto 308 battle rifles are kind of cool. And
No,
by kind of,
100%.
by kind of, I mean really.
Yeah. No, I need to get I've put optics on mine. I've actually I had so many things I was going to do before Tuesday that did not get accomplished because I've just been doing other things that were not as important. And so this weekend is actually going to become probably the taking everything out and sighting stuff in, which is fine. So I'm looking forward to that. I went out and sighted a whole bunch of pistols in today. That was enjoyable. Sighted 4 red dots in today. I hate you so much.
Yeah, that will happen.
So, no, it was super cool, super enjoyable. Got to shoot the platypus, a DH-36 Sour X Legion. Okay, they're not the same, but they are the same. I shot my new fuse and my X macro. And I also got to shoot my 365 XL with the Radian weapons ramjet. There we go. And the afterburner. And man, I tell you what, I shot that Glock at GunCon 2 years ago, and I'd never shot the 365, but man, I am a believer now for sure in their product because that afterburner ramjet combo on a regular 365, game changer. So if you guys are looking for little neat things to do to your carry EDC guns, definitely maybe check those guys out.
No, that is a solid setup to have. I know that, like, I hate shooting Glocks, and that one almost made it enjoyable. Because Austrian high points do just not fit my hand, and I can only imagine how much better they would make the 365 run. So.
Well, you'll get to find out tomorrow when we go to the range.
Yes, this is true because we're going to go shooting tomorrow. I may even bring my helmet with my new Ear Pro setup, which is in the other room. So I guess I could go grab it. But I put from a company called Bifrost Gear. I put their amp arms or style, and that is a very nice, or not, I shouldn't say very nice. That is I prefer that for mounting the Ear Pro to the helmet. I've tried the Peltor style stuff before, which is the wires that come down on the side and just drop down. I have those on a bump helmet, but they don't get tight enough on my head to seal. And then I have to wear earplugs inside of my muffs.
Yeah, that makes no sense. So
yeah, and I'm like, what? Why do I have both of these? And it's because you can use your radio and talk with comms. And I'm like, yeah, that would work really well if we were running comms, and it wasn't just me out here going like, yeah, this is dumb. So. Now this one will actually make a seal, so I can just use them and shoot. And they have Bifrost has a kit to use with like either Walkers or Howard Light or Peltors or Swordens, whatever it is you have that floats your boat.
Nope, totally get that. Gosh dang it, I really want to find that. Oh, hey, I'm an idiot. It's right behind me. Look at that.
Oh yeah, hey, look at that. Yep, Garth has his helmet mounted Ear Pro as well, which I think yours is more of a full comms rig.
Yes, it is. It is the Earmore M32X.
Yep, which I have heard good things about the Earmore stuff, so I will be excited to see how that works out for you.
No, definitely gonna probably. I mean, you told me how to set the helmet up tonight, so I will put these on after the show.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there.
I mean, you're right. It was pretty self-explanatory, but I still got directions from Dad, so it's all good.
You say that like I'm sitting here with a mustache and parted hair.
Drinking out of a coffee mug.
That is not a coffee mug.
Oh, sorry, it's a Stein.
Correct. It's my wooden mug.
Oh, ooh, fancy.
It's my Marion mug. But no, so I did get into that. Garth, what else have you done in the past month? Just because I know you were harvesting, you were doing that stuff, but I know you did some gun stuff.
I did a few gun things, man. It wasn't like I was left in the dark. I finished up our shooting competitions for the year, got all my classes in. Little things like that. Did a lot of work with guns for our local fire department. Raised a lot of fantastic money in the month of October for that. I don't know if I'm supposed to give out the total or not, but we'll just say it was double digits.
Substantial.
Yeah, substantial. More than 25, less than 40. How about that? So
fair.
It was a good amount of money. So, it's amazing how many people buy a ticket, because when good guns are up for grabs, people like them. Beyond that, man, I have done a few things, not as many as I should. I did receive my Cool Fire Trainer kit. It is on my desk to the left of me here, sitting there menacingly looking at me. I have not set it up. I apologize to Cool Fire Trainer because I just have not done it yet. I sincerely apologize. I do want to use that system and get into dry fire practice a lot more. I have been going balls to the walls. We got harvest done. We started on a beginning of October. We ended on the 28th of October. And then it was right into the election season and fighting a whole bunch of property rights in South Dakota. So that kind of sucked. But we did win in the end, currently. I mean, for this round. So, yes, guns have always been in the back of my mind about a lot of things that I might have to use them for. But training and stuff like that, I went out to the range a few times, did some pistol work, little rifle stuff, not much, but it was more just carrying a rifle along in my semi looking for coyotes because, man, they were everywhere. They are everywhere. Definitely going to have to get out with one of our local farmers this year and the over-under. He does fly people around and shoot coyotes out of a helicopter. He's licensed by the state, so pretty stoked about that. We'll have to talk to him. The restaurant was ish, without getting into all the BS and stuff no one really cares about. They stopped this current bill that went through where it gave power to the PUC of this state of South Dakota, so it would take away local county rights from each individual county, and we got that stopped in a pretty landslide victory. There was only one county in the entire state that voted for it. The rest voted no. So, we won pretty significant there. I don't know how long this fight is going to go, that we're going to have to battle these guys, but I really hope someday that it ends and I don't have to have a Bundy, Nevada ranch situation going on someday on my farm.
Yes. That is very true. And, it's one other thing, just in case anyone was ever wondering, you can get this really neat set of keys on Amazon. And this set of keys costs about $14. And it is keys to literally every manufacturer of heavy equipment. It's the master key for them.
Don't play with me like that. Is that real? Yeah,
it is.
Oh, I'm getting on Amazon like right after the show.
Yeah, that is that that's just it's a mystery tool that will help us later.
Yes, Jim, we're on a live show, right? Oh, also, we got to send our condolences to Peanut, because I'd be remiss if I didn't say it.
Yes, and Fred as well.
And Fred. Everyone forgets about Fred.
Yes.
So, one for my homies there.
Yep. But no, so no, that was it's I think the collective sigh of relief that a lot of people felt this week is still going on, because there's a lot of people like, hey, it's just a good day. Really doesn't matter what else happens. It's just a good day.
That's the general consensus right now. It's just a good day.
And so with that, I think that's all we need to say about the election.
Yep, we're done. I'm done.
America won is what happened, and we'll see what happens with it. And as we alluded to, I was off at a course, and we will talk more in depth about it. So I don't want to go deep into the weeds on what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But we were shooting, M4. So I don't know if you want to call it rifle, carbine, whatever, service weapon. Shot over 2,500 rounds, and we were shooting from 5 to 725 yards with it, or meters, yeeters, whatever. And so from 5 to 725, and every distance in between, pretty much, with a variety of things. Did quite a bit of shooting under night vision. Got a lot more experience with lasers and how to operate, like running your gun and doing some kind of go fast stuff under nods, which is nice. It's had the opportunity to do some stuff and get paid to do it that a lot of people, kind of overlook, and can come back and talk about it and maybe teach some of that to some people. So,
well, let's just break it down real quick. You're kind of being a little modest about the whole thing, and I don't know if you want to actually give out what you were there for, but I mean, I'll do the humble brag for you. This wasn't any ordinary school that Nick went to for the last 30 days. I'm going to let him explain what he actually went to.
Yeah, no. So yeah, we were at the United States Army's Marksmanship Master Trainer course. So I am a master marksmanship or trainer for the Army, and like it had a fairly high attrition rate. Over a third of students that come to it fail out and don't graduate. So it's not a walk in the park. It's not easy. It's there's a large shooting component of it, and then a equally large academic portion of it, and some other things with it. So
no, it was super cool. Nick would send me videos every day of him and Joe shooting, which was really neat to see some techniques that they were learning and all that stuff. But then they'd go home at night, or not go home, but they'd go back to the barracks and stuff. And then they'd start showing me all the pictures and videos of them actually having to math everything out. And that's why I lost interest immediately, because I don't like to math and shoot. But these guys picked up a lot of great knowledge that they might be willing to share in the future for those who are actually willing to learn.
Yes, and no, we did get to hang out with some people while we were down there. So that was fun. It's good to see some folks that I talked to online for quite a while, and we got to hang out, have some bourbon, eat some cow, and that was a good time.
Very cool.
That was probably one of the highlights of the trip, was going through with Thomas and Mike and hanging out, just having some cow and drinking some nice bourbon, and some Deadwood Tobacco Company cigars, and just thoroughly enjoying an evening.
Nice. With this class you did, again, you don't want to spoil everything, because I know you and Joe want to talk about this in the future here, shortly. But just to give everyone an idea that what y'all entail. I mean, you said you're shooting M4s and stuff, so they were military grade weapons, obviously, because you were at a military school. What did that all entail for optics and stuff? I know you said you did stuff under night vision and lasers and everything like that. But
of course, we did it with iron sights. The good old buoys, the backup iron sights, the flip up, lollipop, as we call it, flip up rear. And, we shot with that out to 300. Then we used the, my least favorite red dot on the planet, the the Army's M68 CCO made by Aimpoint, which I believe they call Comp M4. And I know I will never get sponsored by Aimpoint, and that's okay. But we did that. And then, of course, the venerable Trigicon ACOG. But because the Army is the Army, they refuse to call it the ACOG. And they actually would be like, it's not an ACOG, even though it says it on the side of it, because you have to call it by the right name. And it is an RCO.
RCO. Okay.
Yep. Rifle Combat Optic.
Oh, right.
But no, so we were using that. So when we were shooting out to 720, or 700 plus, that's just with a straight 4-power optic, and it's more than capable of it.
That's super cool, man. So definitely honed your skills with smaller power optics, which I think everyone should do. I mean, I personally do.
And we did that. We shot some movers and things of that nature as well, and worked on moving targets a little bit, and it was an amazing course. Definitely probably one of the best opportunities I've had in my lifetime. And we will definitely dive way deeper into that later.
Okay, I'm going to ask one more question, and then we can move on. All right. After taking this month-long school, I guess maybe even while you were there, did you feel like you learned an adequate amount, or did you feel like you had a vast amount of knowledge before you came into this, or were you actually surprised about how much you did learn from it?
No, I learned things there. So I have always said I've never taken a class where I didn't learn stuff. Like I learn things every day, even if it's how not to do something. This is one thing that we will definitely be getting into later, and like this could be a whole show, is how to set up your gear, like specifically your kit and mags and things of that nature, and like where to place them on your body and like directions of stuff. Just because like we had a kid who had never kind of done this stuff before. I showed up and I didn't make any changes to my setup. I had a pretty good idea of what I needed to have, and my setup was right and worked for me. There were people who showed up who did not have that, and like they would lay down in the prone, and then when they'd go to move, they would bust out a bunch of rounds out of their mag into the bottom of their mag pouch, because the way they were laying, they were putting weight on their feed lips. It would just spew rounds out, and that is ungood in a timed event.
Ungood when you might need those later.
Yeah. So that I actually the thing I probably learned and relearned the most was slings.
Very cool.
Just because everything we did, we had to be had to stay slinged up, and with 3-gun or competitive shooting, we don't really run slings. It's generally the only time you see slings on a lot of rifles is when you're gonna like go to a tactical class and or go hunting or something like that. Those are the times that you will have a that stuff happening. But if you're shooting in a competition, a lot of times you don't carry a sling or you're not running one. So running that gets to be an issue.
Nope, I could totally see that. So, oh, man. So, without, I don't want to dive in too much more, because I definitely have a whole host of questions for you and Joe that I'd like to hear both of you guys' answer on. So, what else you want to talk about?
Well, right now I'm trying to, I'm going to block.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, he is gone forever.
Oh, good deal. Bye-bye.
Yeah, don't spam us. So he's gone forever now. But no, we will be getting into that. Again, big takeaways were kit setup and sling setup. I know that, again, we'll talk about it more later, but spending the amount of time, I spent, because it was 40 hours a week, minimum in full kit, doing up downs and, working with plates and a slung rifle. And that is definitely, you learn what works and what doesn't in a hurry. And the first week I was definitely feeling it, just because it's pressing on things that I'm not used to, and body's not quite back into that. And it is we have Stephen Porsche who says he is a first-time watcher, so thank you for joining us, Stephen. And I do love Tactical Chihuahua.
That's the first time I've ever heard you say you love a Chihuahua.
It's because I love all dogs more than most people, but it's with that statement, Chihuahuas can barely be defined as a dog.
I mean, correct, probably. I mean, probably more than the next dog I'm gonna get. So
I probably just made someone really, really mad that I said I don't like Chihuahuas as much, but I apologize. I'm a big dog person.
Yeah, I'm a small dog guy, so it's okay.
Yes, it is. But no, I am excited to go through and work on some new projects that we have coming up. Like starting tomorrow, where the parts list for my my new 6.5 Creedmoor rebarrel, I have a handful of new things on that that I'm excited to try out. I got a rifle speed gas block, which they have a 12 position gas block, and you don't need any tools to change the setting. So it sticks out from the handguard. And, well, you know what? I'm going to do this because I don't care if we get kicked off YouTube.
All right. Yeah. I mean, no one's here from YouTube anyway, as far as I can tell. So come on over. Oh, there it is. There's one from YouTube.
Yep. And also, I do apologize for some technical issues we had with the minisodes, or at least the last minisode, that refused to upload the proper stuff about muzzle devices. But if you look at this collar it has here that goes all the way around the barrel, you just rotate it, and it has 12 different settings.
Oh, wow. That's actually pretty neat.
So you can rotate it around and then, kind of put it wherever you need to be. So you can turn it all the way down for off, or crank it all the way wide open, and have everything run. And yeah, I was going to say, doesn't fit. Steven said that rifle speed is awesome, but the platform he wanted to use it on, it didn't work. But no, I'm excited to try this. I saw him before. I had my previous favorite gas block on this setup, and that was from POF. And that was a quick click, but you still needed to have a tool to reach down inside. So the ability to just twist this and set it to go back and forth for suppressed versus unsuppressed shooting, or to kind of dial it in for reliability, I think will be really nice. This has a Faxon barrel, 20-inch 6.5 Creedmoor. It's probably only ever going to be suppressed. And
no, that's super neat. I've seen a couple of different ones, where you get like maybe 2 clicks, or I think I've seen up to 6 before, but 12 position actually really, really cool.
Yeah, and just like it's like Eric Drew here says, the no tool adjustment is
Where's
amazing. And yeah, the POF dictator. Exactly. I have that. That was my previous favorite. I love the adjustability on this versus the POF. I have used the other adjustable gas blocks that are kind of infinitely adjustable, where you run the set screws back and forth and get everything tuned in to where you need it. And even the ones where it's okay, we're going to run this out and, we'll back our set screw out and then we can move this 1 or 2 positions. And I always end up just putting them on one and leaving it. And because then it's like, well, I'm going to do this. So it's when I'm running suppressed, it's a little overgassed. When it's not, it might be a little undergassed, but it still functions. And hopefully this lets me have it run reliably and correct all the time. And now if I can get the accuracy I think I can out of that Faxon barrel, I'm excited to see what this rifle can do.
No, that'd be really cool, dude. I got my hands wet when I bought that Jackal there, and they had that position knob, and that whole gun was just a lemon to begin with. So maybe I'll have to try it again someday, and that seems like a pretty reasonable idea. So
yeah, this rifle speed setup is definitely nice. Like I said, I'm excited to get this out and test and tune and demo it.
Yeah, let's just stop the damn show for a minute. I'm calling Andrew out. Yeah, I got my hands wet. I said hands wet. I meant to say feet, but I forgot the damn thing. Okay, get off my ass. All right, now we go. Time in.
Anyway, there's some other stuff coming up. I know I put out, so the going through this, you can get on Dangfree, dangfree.net, which is a social media network that is for firearms, for firearms enthusiasts. And
yes,
it'll never take the place of. It'll probably never be as big as Instagram and the Book of Face, but that's okay because it's all of our people.
No, it's 100% our people. That's the best part of why it's dang free, because we don't have to deal with all the ads and all the BS stuff. If you want some knowledge, if you want to learn some homesteading, if you want to learn about reloading or just talk BS all day, come hang out with us on Dang Free. Actually, pretty much half of the guys commenting right now are probably in Dang Free. So the only commie there is AA Ron. That's probably true.
That's not wrong. Fewer commies, more AA Ron. But no, that is good, and it's a good place to be. There is a lot of good content there. As Garth was saying, there's the homesteading stuff. There's the which I find very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of cooking.
A bunch of cooking. Before I could get smart and figure out how to shut the notifications off, I was getting at least 12 notifications a day from recipes people were sharing. And I was starting to get really hungry all the time.
Yes. And, the people there, they're all everybody there is pretty much a good person. Like, they're just good people. They're almost as good as VZ grips. And the unique feature of VZ grips is they're machined from a solid block of G10. And G10 is great because it's durable and doesn't get slippery when covered with mud, blood, or sweat. The 17-degree grip angle and wide variety of textures from mild to extreme, as well as color options available. There's also that good shorty version in case your hands are of the minute variety. 1911 grips with extreme customizability, standard slim palm swells, thumb notches, safety cuts, bottom profiles, and more. More than 25 textures and 27 colors available. The coupon code is good for all handgun and rifle grips, and that is 15% off. And that code is AR-15 podcast.
Speaking of VZ grips, there's a few things I have to say about VZ grips. First of all, have you guys tried out their pencil daggers yet? If you have not, you definitely should go over to VZ Grips, use the promo code, and get yourself a number 2 yellow pencil dagger with a sheath, because they are fantastic. I have not had the opportunity to use one, nor do I actually ever want to use one, but they are super cool.
Yeah, I do like them for a non-permissive environment. They would be really handy.
Super handy.
They're
And,
still
you know,
made out of a solid block of. They're still made out of a solid piece of G10, so they will go through a metal detector. Allegedly, maybe, possibly. I don't know. This is not an endorsement.
We are not lawyers. But the other cool thing about VZ Grips is, since they're sponsors of the show, they might have sent us a few products recently. And, you know, they sent us more than we probably needed. So I was thinking, and Nick was thinking, maybe in December we should do some listener giveaways. And we really haven't figured out how we're going to format this yet. But we have 4 different products. We've got 2 pencil daggers and 2 AR grips. And we were thinking maybe.
Lawyers do suck.
Lawyers.
AR Drew is correct, because he is one.
What a lawyer.
What?
Well, there's different kinds of lawyers.
Relevant, but also, Stephen, I agree, as a cog in the war machine and semi-professional LARPer.
Love the LARPing. So yeah, Nick and I will let you guys know that format coming up here in December, but we are going to give some stuff away. So tell your friends, tell your family.
It will 100% be based on participation.
Oh, it's 100% going to be on participation.
This isn't just going to be free stuff from us and manna from heaven. And
correct. You get a dance for it.
Yeah, by dance, Garth means send him tasteful nudes. And
I do accept Ranger panties as full nudity. So
you only say that because you've been around me.
Correct.
But no, guys, we will have that stuff coming up where we're giving away some of those things. And all right, we have Stephen asked a good question here. I know we said we were done with election talk, but he says, any thoughts on the election results? Do you think we'll have some real progress in the 2A, like gutting the NFA and kneecapping the ATF? Honestly, I'm not sure. I know that it does look like we have, House, Senate, and the presidency, but I am not like pie in the sky optimistic about it. I honestly think we will see more from the courts than anything else. And I think it's just like AR Drew says, it will be in the courts and on the administrative side of things. That is correct. We can. I would hope to see some executive orders undone. That would be a good thing. But honestly, I think there are a handful of cases that are coming up that could be granted cert. And with Bruin, having to have text, history, and tradition, there are a couple of them that have the potential to really nuke the NFA. And that would make me a very, very happy man.
Yeah, I'll put it this way. I see a lot more freedoms happening in this country overall. And with those freedoms, I think they'll be possibly getting rid of a few government agencies that don't really have a place in this world anymore. What they may be, what may go away, I'm not sure yet. I haven't read deep into, his findings of what he thinks needs to say and go. I know what is benefiting me and my family in our area, and I'm excited for those things. But as far as his entire policy goes, I don't know. I found my values that he was. I matched up with his values, and that's why I voted that way. I hope so. I can't say for sure, but let's just put it this way: it's better than the other guy. So
the other gal,
who cares? The demon spawn,
yeah,
the cackler.
Yeah, these are all things that are true. I just know that I'm a lot more optimistic this week.
100%.
Vulcan Rumble here said this. It's better than it is now, but both the GOP and the Dems want the money, and it is two wings of the same bird, and that's one way to look at it. I would love to see the Hearing Protection Act pass. I do not know if we will see that, but that would be phenomenal to see. Like if they could. I'm going to say this, even though I am a Second Amendment absolutist. I firmly believe that I should be able to have an F-22 mail ordered to my doorstep. Or actually, probably my speed would be more an A-10 Warthog. With the proper cannon. Just that should be able to be delivered to my house.
Yeah,
and I'm all for unregistered nuclear weapons, but. In a realistic term, I would be fine if we kept the NFA and the $200 tax stamp for full autos, as long as we could start producing them again. But I would love to see SBRs and silencers taken off of the and SBS for the 5 of you out there who have short barrel shotguns.
I'd have one. I'd join. I'd be 6.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's the Hughes and yes, I'd love to see the repeal of the Hughes Amendment, and I would love to see cans and short barrels taken off, and I think that would be I would be happy with that progress. With that said, magazines are still cheap, ammo's still plentiful. Magazines should be bought at generational wealth levels, because your semi-auto gun is worthless the second it doesn't have a magazine.
Correct. Then you just have a really cool club.
Exactly. But no, it's ammo's still cheap. It might not stay that way for long, and not because of political reasons.
Yeah, dude. Did you see the plant that blew up today? Uh-oh. Either I lost him or I don't know who's in the chat anymore. He's gone. Or did my computer freeze? Oh, Nick is frozen? Okay. Thank you, Drew. I was scared for a minute. I was like, I don't see anything. Well, damn it, guys. Now what? I guess it is a Gar show. So, what I'm going to talk about? I'm going to talk about Patriot Patch. PatriotPatch.co. Guys, I don't know if you got this Patch of the Month Club thing going on, but I do, and this is what Jake sent us over today. I am a super fan of this just because if you know that symbol, you know it's from Super Mario Kart. I love that. It's a bazooka with a red Koopa Koopa shell in it. So super cool. Guys, go check out Patriot Patch, PatriotPatch.co. They do fantastic work.
They do.
Don't you ever do that to me again, you son of a bitch. I didn't know who was froze.
Oh, that's okay. I also have this, though.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Hank, baby. Wait, did you get that one today?
No, this came from somewhere else.
Okay, I was going to be like, oh, he's playing favorites.
No, so Jim, I'm going to caution you on cheaper ammo. Garth was talking about a plant that exploded. I hadn't heard about this.
It was a factory, actually. It was down. I don't know if I can find it now anymore. So I will do some investigating really quick. Oh, that's too loud. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Whoa, they're watching. Yeah, there was a facility that exploded.
Nice, a spicy MP5. I dig it. That is legit. Also, this is one of those like 30 seconds into the future with Dooley. I personally also see 3D printing doing a lot more for innovation, because with 3D printing and materials being better for those types of things, now you're seeing the dude in the garage that can actually come up with a functional design and improve upon it and do testing with 3D printing and move on. So you have home built firearms that are a little bit better than the Ludy. And the Ludy, for anyone who doesn't know what that is.
I didn't know what it is.
Yeah, I could tell by Garth's forehead that he was just like, whatever, he's talking about some random thing.
Oh, 100%. I just went into incognito mode.
So the Ludy was built by, it was actually developed in Great Britain, of all places. And it was Philip Ludy, and he was a British firearms activist. He greatly opposed all their firearms and those types of things. He was arrested in the 90s and sentenced in 1998 for making the Ludy, which the Ludy was a home built 9mm that you could make with like hardware store parts. And it was a simple, blowback. And he wrote a book called like Homemade Weaponry. I just a second, I'll have to find it. But he made this, like, he's like, oh, he figured out how to build it. Oh, it's his book was Expedient Homemade Firearms. And it was, the design makes use of easily procured materials such as folded sheet metal, bar stock, washers, and hex screws. And it is made entirely of craft-produced components, including the magazine and pistol grip. And the main thing it didn't have was rifling in the barrel. Oh, yeah, a lithium battery plant in Missouri.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. I can't find it anymore because it's one of those doom scrolling things, and then I accidentally hit the top page button and it disappeared. So I can't find it anymore.
Yeah, but before I was going down that weird, the Ludy of making his weird one-off gun, like he made those and they went through and he published a book like, hey, and that was kind of the first version of like you can't stop the signal. And it's, hey, we're going to keep making this stuff. We're always going to have it. And now with the rise of the 3D printer, like quite legitimately, you could, with the proper, right now for the ATF agent that listens to this show, with the proper licensing, because I would never condone someone doing something illegal. So if you were an 07 FFL and, oh, Jim, I'm sorry to hear that battery plant was in your hometown. But if one was so inclined to do this, you could download a 3D printable suppressor, print it overnight, and as an 07, 02, you could do that, serialize it, and then you could take it out and shoot it, and see how many rounds it would go through. Test the fluid dynamics of how that went through, on a smaller scale or more destructible version of it, and have that where you made a short use type of can or worked on some design features, because fluid dynamics and hydraulics are a lot of what the airflow and gas regulation inside of a can is. So the fact that you can rapid prototype that and go into testing almost immediately. I mean, I am not telling anyone to build one of these illegally. I'm actually cautioning you to definitely do not do that thing. And it's a thing that having that would be helpful to have. So Stephen also here, I'm going to comment on what he says. In a way, we kind of got to follow the marijuana strategy. Why is weed legal? Because people and cops stop enforcing it. I feel that way about where I live in AZ, and let some cops shoot my FRT. Exactly. Well, the FRTs have been ruled good. I don't know where you're at in Arizona. I spent 13 months down there fairly recently, and I know that most of the law enforcement I dealt with had some pretty groovy toys of their own. And but when we're going through that, there is something to be said about shooting with the right people. And I've gone out and done that as well, where it's like, yep, we're going to do this, and decriminalization at the state level is a start, but getting everyone to follow it, because well, if you look at it and you follow the marijuana strategy, it's still a Schedule 1 substance. And there are states like, Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, Texas, Kansas, that have all passed these laws that are, hey, if this is produced here in state and not a interstate product, if it is a intrastate product, then legally, if it's never supposed to go out of the state, legally the federal government should have no grounds to regulate it, because they're only there to regulate interstate commerce, not intrastate. And what?
Go on.
So by regulating an intrastate, the federal government should actually technically legally have no grounds to stand on with it. And these cases are being brought up, and that is the simplest way of decriminalizing it. And that is a thing about that. And then when that goes through, that would be good to have it decriminalized. Vulcan Rumble here also says weed is legal because the wars in South America that we've not used the finance, or that we used to finance, have ended in the corrupt Congress and wanted to tax it. And yeah, these are all very true things. It's
well, here in South Dakota, we said screw weed because we just voted it down.
Yeah, we did. I'm sorry. I sucked at this because I started to read like legalese stuff, and I'm like, oh, hey, we're going to get into this because I was talking about intrastate and interstate, and then I was like, oh, wait, no. So I'm like, oh, what? Yep, and I got distracted. Sorry. I would say squirrel, but that would be offensive to Peanut.
Oh. I can't say that thing anymore. All right.
Yeah, you can. You just have to say squirrel. His name was Peanut.
Oh, gosh, yeah. That's how I'll do it from now on. Totally worth it.
Well, Garth, do you have anything else to add tonight?
No, man. Thanks for coming back and listening to us, guys. We knew tonight was going to be a rabbit or squirrel episode, just because we just wanted to get back in the groove, say hello, answer some questions, talk a little BS, and say what's been going on in our lives. But trust us, we have a plan. Nick and I are getting together tomorrow, and we're going to formulate a plan.
Well, we already have a plan.
Well, no, the plan is we're going to make the plan tomorrow. So,
well, we have a plan. It's just we're going to write stuff down.
Yeah, and actually make a plan.
It's still the plan's there. We're just going to write down like dates and things.
Oh, whatever. Anyway. Yes, that's true. So, but just look forward to this next 6 months coming in, guys, because we have so much planned. It's going to be awesome. We have a couple holiday shows we're kind of hoping we can make happen with, surprises. We'll just say that.
I think AR Drew's onto us.
He's 100% onto us.
All right. Well, Garth, do you have anything else to add tonight before we sign off for the evening?
No, it's just super good to be back and talk with the AR-15 Nation, guys. I missed you. I missed this. This was fun. Let's do it again, say this time next week, 8 Central.
Yeah, weird. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Cool.
And done. No, with that, everyone out there, remember, go out and get training. I cannot emphasize that enough. Go out and get training. Get training, get medical training. Remember that no matter what happens, you are your own first responder. No one is coming to rescue you. And with that, you folks out there, stay safe and stay armed. Support the people who support the show. Primary Arms, VZ Grips, 4Patriots.com, and Patriot Patch Company. Be sure to check us out on social media. AR-15 Podcast 2.0 on Instagram. AR-15 Podcast 2.0 on YouTube. AR-15 Podcast 2 on Twitter. AR-15 Podcast on Facebook and wherever podcasts are found. If you just want to drop us a line, let us know how we're doing, or give us a show idea, make sure to send that email to AR-15podcast 2.0 @gmail.com.